So, I mean, what's going on with Lomachenko right now?
Well, we don't know much what's going on. I spoke with the top rank, and they told me they're going to be meeting with the HBO next week, probably during the fight of Brandon Rios in Las Vegas. So HBO people going to Las Vegas, so we're going to be meeting with the top rank, and they're going to be talking about the fight Lomachenko. What is next?
Is there mandatory due for his?
No, there is no mandatory. So he's probably what I say. You know, he just had two very tough fights. And well, you know what we probably would do. The most probably reasonable way would be to give him a just to defend the title. And my opinion and his opinion would be to take a #1. Without a mandatory, but who's the #1 rated at the WBO?
Do you know who it is right now?
I don't know the name, but I think a guy from Philippines or Thailand.
Okay, Sona?
Probably. Okay. I don't remember now exactly what it is, but
why do you want the #1? When you say you know you've had
let him fight the #1. He wants to fight the toughest. He doesn't want it to go an easy road. So if it's a free defend, we don't want it to pick from the other end to pick number 15. Why don't we pick a #1? If a #1 is not available, go to #2, #3, #4. You know, give these guys a chance too.
Cool. What about Evgeny Gradovich? When are we gonna?
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. Evgeny Gradovich is still in Russia. His wife is going. They just got a green card. His wife is going to embassy having an interview in Moscow. As soon as she's going to be done, and I believe they have tickets coming sometimes back in August 21. So we're settling here in the United States, and the same thing. HBO and the top rank going to meet next week, and going to talk about Gradovich as well.
I mean, you think about other people that Top Rank has, like Donaire or Walters. Are you looking at moving in that direction, or is there somebody else that you're thinking you're moving Evgeny toward?
If it's would be possibility to fight these guys, of course Evgeny has already fought, so he defeated the title 3 times. If it would be possibility to put the 2 titles together, sure, why not? But if anything they have in the other plans, we're open to to work on something else too, no problem.
Does he have a mandatory deal?
No.
No.
He just fought mandatory. The last fight he fought it was a mandatory.
Okay. But do you have a preferred opponent for Evgeny or a preferred group of opponents? Okay.
At this level, then they are champions. You don't choose opponents. You have to fight.
It seems that some champions do, though.
That's a true champions.
Yeah.
At this level, who comes to you, that's who you need to fight. Who comes on the papers, on the sanctions, #1, #2. That's the reason why people becoming #1. Why do the #1 needs to fight to become a mandatory? If somebody can just give him a favor, I'll fight the #1 guy.
We've been talking. Oh, go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of talk from Top Rank about doing something like a de facto tournament at around the 126 range, and talking about people like Lomachenko and Gradovich and throwing them in there. Is that something? Would you like the idea of something like a formal?
I love it.
You do?
I love it because in the very end, it will be one champion with 4 belts, and this is going to be the true champion. Because right now it's so many sanctions, so many different champions. You have this champion, and an intercommon champion, and a super champion, and a super champion. So, but the guy who in this tournament, the guy who will take all 4 titles and will become a super champion, that will be ideal.
Even if that could potentially leave one of your guys, since you do have 2 title holders right now, that could leave one of your guys without a world title.
Well, if he's not deserving, he's not deserving?
True, but he's also your fighter, and your fighter gets more money when he gets a world title shot, doesn't he?
Well, it's not all about the money. It can be. Okay. It's a sport. You can't convert sports into the money all the time.